I'm Edward, founder of Kelp. Today I want to address the events of the past few weeks and the number one question that's on everyone's mind. When do we launch? When my team and I put together our strategy for Kelp, we set specific criteria that needed to be met to be able to launch successfully. And this was backed by simulations we ran on the required liquidity pool size, potential trading volume, backed by data from other projects that have launched recently, the size of our very own user base, effectiveness around current marketing efforts, readiness of launch assets, and the overall general interests around Kelp. All of this can be grouped into three main objectives: our user base, our fundraise, and our launch assets. I'm here to tell you the plan and strategy to move forward, explaining what and how we're going to launch. Let's talk about our user base. With over 1 million wallets created and over 650,000 active installs with users in every country in the world, this is an incredible achievement and shows that the app is a great way for everyone to get their first interaction with Kelp. We're going to double down on this approach with the goal to grow our community to over 2 million users. Here's how we plan to make that happen. Referrals have been an amazing way Kelp has spread across the globe, but we notice that referrals have been declining. We believe this trend is occurring because of our global reserve rate of Kelp. With this latest update, many of you already noticed a significant increase in the reserve rates as we have moved to country-based rates. Our intention is to re-incentivize referring friends and family to join the Kelp ecosystem, reserve Kelp for the future, and to help us expand our reach farther. To accelerate this, we're launching a large advertising campaign with X. X reached out to us a few weeks ago, keen to better understand how our following was growing so fast, and wanted to see about offering additional value by becoming a verified organization. We accepted, and yesterday we got our gold check mark. We will be advertising heavily with app downloads being the primary objective in key areas all around the world. Also coming is our Twitter raid platform. This is something we tested with a recent Binance post, as you may recall. It works like this. An influential account will post something that we can respond to, something relevant. It might be something about the next big crypto or the next gem. And using AI, we're scanning nearly 200 accounts. And once we find a relevant post, AI suggests a response, which we tailor. And then with a click of a button, the Kelp X account posts and automatically creates an action task and sends out a push notification to make the comment remain at the top. We did this with the Binance post and ended up garnering over 650,000 views to our comments, and anyone who wants to read the comments of that post will see Kelp at the very top of the list. This marketing will help us create buzz and attract more users to Kelp and help you reserve more Kelp. Another objective we have is CoinMarketCap's CMC Labs to participate in their airdrop program, which will further incentivize users to join the Kelp reservation program. Participation rates in CMC partner campaigns, as you can imagine, are extremely high. We have sent in our application and we hope to hear from them pretty soon. Lastly, we plan to introduce Kelp to the tech and startup community through a campaign on product hunts, highlighting our unique features and benefits to a broader audience beyond crypto. Most of you have probably never heard of Product Hunt, but within the tech startup community, visibility is very high amongst investors, VCs, angels, and technologists. We'll be ensuring our listing is upvoted to number 1 to drive home that Kelp is big and everybody needs to pay attention. They also have an email list of over 800,000 subscribers to help us reach more users that might not otherwise have heard of Kelp. Next, I want to talk about fundraising. Admittedly, it hasn't gone as quickly as we all like, and I don't want to make any excuses. We have currently raised around 170,000, but the data is showing us some potential issues. When we look at conversion rates and while we dig into the funnel, we need to look at the strategy behind our marketing. What I want to do is bring this back around to our great community, no matter the reason you got involved. We built Kelp to tackle some big issues, and it's meant to be accessible, inclusive, and as our mantra states, money for all. With this latest update, we want to further galvanize our community around launch by introducing the Community Pledge. This will be a new badge that's displayed on the task screen that's going to help Kelp raise the liquidity it needs in order to achieve the long-term vision and ensure Kelp begins its journey to parity with the US dollar by seeding the initial collateral behind their token. I need everyone to pull together on this by committing a 200 kelp pledge in your kelp wallet, which amounts to around $2. And for this pledge, you'll gain several benefits. The first is an increase in the amount of reserve kelp that becomes claimable for you each cycle of the token release strategy. The second is access to the kelp staking account early to earn more kelp as we continue towards launch. Of course, you'll also own kelp, and so when we do launch, the value will hopefully substantially increase, adding to the benefit of holding and staking kelp. We are also going to add a limited second tier with 50,000 spots. For a 4,000 kelp contribution, the claim rate and the staking rate will be further increased. And this tier will be going to beta test our hedge fund trading platform, Kate, which will be released after launch. More details about Kate will come out as soon as we get closer to launch. I want to be clear. This does not mean those who do not make the pledge won't have their reserve balance claimable. We all understand that life circumstances may not allow you to make a contribution, and that's fine. It will not affect your ability to claim kelp at all. All right, here's the goal. We need 250,000 of our current 650,000 user base to make the 200 kelp pledge. This allows us to complete rounds 3 and 4 for a total minimum raise of at least 750,000 and brings us to round 5. Once we reach that goal, we'll begin a 3-week countdown timer on the kelp presale on the website. Immediately after that, we will further fundraise on several prominent launch pads in succession. Each launch pad will last a maximum of around 3 days, of which we will launch the official kelp liquidity pool and officially be live trading. We have already begun the process to establish our campaign with several launch partners, and we hope to solidify that plan very shortly. Let me be clear. If the community pledges are made on day 1, kelp will be launching 3 to 4 weeks after that. I need everyone in the community to pull together on this. I have always preferred that kelp goes to the people. That's the point of the reservation program and why kelp was formed in the first place. I want you to benefit on kelp's journey as we head towards parity with the US dollar. I know many of you are waiting anxiously for the public launch of kelp. After my 6-year journey with kelp, there isn't anyone wanting to launch more than I, but I want this to be successful. I won't compromise on any of the key criteria needed to ensure that kelp will succeed for everyone. There is a longer strategy plan to accomplish our seed phase objectives and beyond, and I have a fiduciary responsibility to all kelp stakeholders that I take incredibly seriously. We are launching a new financial layer on top of the internet, and that cannot be taken lightly. So everything on the checklist must be complete and triple checked. And with that, thank you for being an integral part of the community. I want you to know that your support fuels the entire team's drive to keep pushing. We've achieved really great results, some big numbers, and I sincerely believe we'll hit all of our targets and launch shortly. But now is the time that everyone in the community needs to come together. If you're able to, pledge. Otherwise, keep referring others. If everyone referred just one person to kelp, our user base jumps to nearly 1.5 billion worldwide. Let's make the pledge and get kelp launched to the world. Thank you.
Let's fucking go!